Hey guys, I'm Mercer, and welcome to Warsong Gulch on a Fire Mage. So this is a request video. I'm trying to get it out as quickly as I can. So all I'm doing in this battleground is I'm not really too worried about the objective. I'm just here to kill as many Horde players as I can, and that's exactly what I do. And I'm aiming for number 1 damage and no deaths. Let's see how that turns out for us in the end. So this poor Death Knight, I think he's PvE geared or he's under geared. So I just have a field day critting him right here. And I catch him in a deep freeze coming up, and I just had enough time to get a fireball out, count that, get a pyroblast out, that critted, so I have another pyroblast, getting him down very quickly, switching to the hunter. He's the closest target. Like I said, I'm in here to kill whatever is closest to me, so I'm not going to fall for that like that warrior did. I know he feigned death, so I do get leaped just because of taking a little bit of damage there. Hunter goes down very quickly, looking for something to use my pyroblast crit on. Before I do that, I'm going to use my spell steal on the mage. The mage tries to deep freeze me, and as a tip for mage versus mage, never use deep freeze unless you know it's trinket it's trinket and blink is down. If that's the case, go ahead and use it as a damage dealer. If not, you could also use deep freeze as a interrupt. Even if you're attacking a healer and it's about to heal, deep freeze it. Even if it trinkets out, that heal that it was casting is interrupted. So right here we're putting pressure on the healer, trying to kill it. It does get away, gets a few heals off. So we are just going to switch to the Elemental Shaman right here and get that down pretty quickly. Alright, and going to this hunter over here that's kind of just standing here not wanting any part of anything, and he's just in complete and utter shock of what's happening. So we got a 31,000 crit up to finish that hunter off. So I see my healer is getting chased by this Death Knight. I'm not going to have any part of that, so I'm going to deal a massive blow to him right here. 50,000, dropping him to half of his health. And the Death Knight just, I don't know, it felt like he just didn't know what happened to him or how he died so quickly. But when I'm looking to deal damage in the game, that's what happens, I guess. So switching to the mage and then right to the healer again. Healer casting Denounce, which makes the target unable to crit for, I believe, 4 seconds or 5 seconds. So I see we're getting surrounded by Horde players here. I am going to use a Dragon's Breath rather, to interrupt the Elemental Shaman. Switch to the Hunter and get a few Pyroblasts out, getting that down very, very quickly. Going back to the Mage, spell stealing all the buffs I can, getting my Living Bomb up, and just getting my Scorch up, just so I can move around so I'm not stationary so I can't get interrupted. And going right back to the healer, getting a Pyroblast out, trying to do as much damage as we can to it. And right here it goes down, so now I know it's a free-for-all. There's only one more healer over there and it's just about to die. Now I know no one's really going to get healed, so I'm going to switch to the Warlock here. And I'm going to end that Warlock's life right now with a 43,000 Pyroblast. Going to the Hunter, getting a Pyroblast out there right there. Killing the Hunter very quickly, just going on a complete and utter crit spree right here. Switching to the Mage, getting my Scorches up. And it gets healed, so I'm going to get a little distance between me and the graveyard. Switch to the healer, polymorph it. Going to switch to the Shaman here. Get my Living Bomb up and get as much damage up on that Shaman as I can using a Fireball to mask my Pyroblast. And getting another Pyroblast right after that, and another Pyroblast. If it didn't have heals, it would have been a 3-shot for sure. Getting a little distance just so I can see what the situation is and see what's happening. We are actually winning this game, believe it or not, because we do have their graveyard shut down. I did not intend it to be shut down. All that happened is I wanted to kill, my team followed me, and I guess that's what happens when you go in wanting to get as much damage as you can out. So again, I didn't intend for this to happen. I'm sorry if you guys don't enjoy graveyard camps. But it's a little bit out of the graveyard, so I don't know if it's actually technically called a graveyard camp. But this is how it turned out. I'm throwing it up because I had a request, and I respect all the requests I have on my channel for my videos. So getting a Fireball and Pyroblast up, dropping it to about 45% health. That healer is back, making my job very difficult. So I'm going to get a Pyroblast up on the healer, trying to make it move around, freak it out a little bit, try to get it away from its friendly target so it can't heal. And unfortunately it's not the case. We do have to wait it out, and we're going to switch to the healer in a minute here. And we're just going to counterspell it right there. it does get death gripped in, so I'm going to use this opportunity that it needs to get away from that Death Knight to do a lot of damage. Going back for a 52,000 crit on this Death Knight. It goes down very quickly. And looking for another target to attack. And the targets are slowly diminishing. There's less and less and less of them. So we see this Mage again, and we're going to just do what we do best in this battleground and just do as much damage as we possibly can. We see the healers coming. We're going to catch it in a counter spell, get a polymorph up, go right to the Shaman, get a Fireball Pyroblast combination up, finishing that for a 49,000 crit. Going back to the healer, I notice a bubble, so I'm going to switch to the Hunter here, and getting a Pyroblast up to finish that. So I see they take our flag here, so I'm going to change tack a little bit, and I'm going to go and see what we can do to get the flag back. So I see it's a priest that has it, and it's a healer, so I'm not expecting to kill it all by myself because it has so many shields and stuff. I do catch it right here. I try and get all its shields and bubbles off before I catch it in a deep freeze. Unfortunately, when I deep froze the target, it still had a few things. I didn't have much time left on my deep freeze, so I'm just going to keep following it and annoying it as much as I can. That's what I do best when I can't kill a healer. I just try and annoy it and counterspell it and CC it, stuff like that. Just absolutely shut down any plan it could have. So getting as much damage up on the target as we possibly can. I see we have a few seconds left on my counterspell, getting my Living Bomb back up there, catching it in a Frost Nova, and I'm going to try and just go ahead and Fireball through the shield and getting a Pyroblast up, and my dots finishing it off, no problem, followed by a Ice Lance. So we're going to run in and try to get the cap. Now for some reason the wings were in the way, I couldn't freaking click on the thing. That's okay. We're going to go and continue what we do best in this battleground, and that's do as much damage as we possibly can, and we're going to see if we're going to end up on the #1 damage spot. So we're going to go and see what targets we have to attack here. We have the Shaman, getting a little bit ahead of it before I start attacking, so if it does run forward, I still have a lot of time to cast on it. And the Shaman goes down. And here's this poor Death Knight. I'm going to use a Fireball on it. Hitting it for 31,000 Fireball. It must be PvE geared or under geared to some extent, because that is a very large Fireball to hit on a target. 52,000 on the Elemental Shaman, catching Combustion on it so it stuns it a little bit. Getting a lot of Scorches up. I see the healer there. I quickly switch to it, quickly counterspell it. Unfortunately, the Shaman gets away, so I decide to switch to the healer. And I'm going to kill one of you. It just depends which one I'm going to kill. And apparently, the healer didn't want any part of that, so I'm going to get a Fireball Pyroblast up on the Hunter. Now, it does catch me in a CC. My Trinket's down, my Blink I cannot use. So I'm just going to wait till I'm out of the trap to finish it off with a Pyroblast right there. 36,000. For some reason, I wasn't getting heals, and that was a game ending up on #1 damage with 9 killing blows. No deaths. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun running it and recording it. If you did, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. And as always, happy hunting. Thank you guys very much.